Hey everyone, I just want to share a reason for burnout that no one talks about. And this is not clickbait, so stay with me till the very end. One common explanation says stress adds up, it stacks up, and if you don't address it, burnout eventually happens. Another common explanation explains your energy like a bank account. Your energy is finite. Every meeting, every task, every emotional labor is a withdrawal. And if you keep withdrawing without depositing rest, you will go bankrupt and burn out. Both explanations are true, but here's the thing. If you're watching this, you probably already know that. You have tried to manage your stress. You journal, you meditate, you go out for walks, you take vacations out of your annual leaves, and yet something still feels off. So I started looking deeper and I noticed something these explanations don't talk about. Burnout isn't just about stress. It's about where your sense of safety lives. Before I go on, hi, I'm Jess. If you're new here, I'm an ex-corporate overachiever and overthinker. I spent years in high-performance environments, constantly pushing, constantly chasing, constantly trying to stay one step ahead in my life. On the outside, I look super capable. On the inside, my nervous system was a wreck. And what I started noticing is this quiet inner dialogue that I have with myself. I'll be happy when I get that promotion. This needs to be perfect or I have failed. I should be further along by now. I can't relax until this works out for me. I need to plan every scenario so I don't fail. When your nervous system is running on those thoughts, rest is never truly available. Peace is always somewhere in the future. Safety is conditional. Calm only arrives after something works out. Therefore, slowing down feels incredibly unnatural. You might be on the beach, sipping margaritas, sun on the skin, but instead of fully resting and enjoying, you find yourself scrolling, checking your emails, checking your phone, responding to work, not because you don't want to rest, but because this stillness brings a very uncomfortable question. Do I trust myself if I let go? For overachievers and overthinkers like us, this question feels absolutely threatening. Not because you are weak, but because many of us were brought up in a world where effort equals results, your output equals your self-worth, and if it doesn't work, push harder. So we learn to place our self-beliefs in results, in timelines, in outcomes. And when your sense of safety lives outside of you, everything feels urgent. You overthink, you overplan, you overdo. Therefore, the root of burnout isn't just about stress. It's about your self-belief, a quiet inner dialogue within you that tells you safety only arrives later. And healing doesn't begin by forcing yourself to slow down. That rarely works. It begins with awareness of how your nervous system responds to pressure, awareness of how you grip for control and certainty, awareness of your relationship with stress. There is no single right way to slow down. For some people, it's journaling. Some people take walks with their dog, breath work, or creative time. Slow, intentional movement is what works for me. And there's a reason for that. When the body slows down, the mind naturally follows. Because the body has found enough safety to allow your mind to sink and soften. But the real shift didn't come from this method itself. It came from awareness. Because when you understand your pattern, something changes. Not because an outcome arrived and not because life suddenly becomes perfect, but because you stop outsourcing your safety and your self-belief to something outside of you. And that's when burnout doesn't magically disappear, but it finally begins to soften.